All right, welcome to another scooter video. This video is going to be very unique in the regards of course, it's me on the scooter, but this is only going to be one video, and it involves an accident as well as police interaction. Now, I'm not one of those guys that hates the cops. I'm not a First Amendment auditor. I just document things that happen to me, and unfortunately, I had a accident and a run-in with the police. So we're going to get into the video and take a look, and I'll play it all the way through, and then I'll discuss my thoughts once this plays all the way through.
Sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay? Yeah, I'm alright. I didn't mean it. I'm sorry.
Well, he was looking at me, so he shouldn't have watched where he's going to.
Well, I was trying to look like you were trying to make a U-turn, so I'm trying to make sure I don't get hit, because you pulled in that way, dude.
Don't look at me, I'm way over there. You're way over here. What are you talking about?
Okay, fair enough.
And I wasn't looking at you. I wasn't going any way.
Okay, but you pulled in this way, so I'm like, what is this guy doing? I wanted to make sure.
I was coming around from that side where I'm supposed to come from, and I parked here in the parking spot. I didn't go past that spot.
Okay, that's fine, but you actually went parallel to the parking spot. So I'm trying to figure out normally when people go
park there until you crashed, and now I'm here. So what are you trying to say?
I'm not trying to say anything.
Okay, have a nice day.
Wow.
I apologize.
All right, man. Here. So looking at this video, I do want to acknowledge one thing. I don't want to incriminate myself, so I will just use, I guess, terms that I won't incriminate. So I'll say, allegedly, it's a possibility that I could have been in the wrong with my travels. As you see in the video, I hit the pedestrian, which, number one, that's possibility that whenever you hit a pedestrian that it's your fault, although there are jaywalking statutes and other things that kind of play in my favor, but let's just say that. And then second, the fact that it appears that it's a possibility that I was distracted with the police officer. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and go into the parts of this video that I want to point out. Right about here, I noticed that because this is basically it's a two-way stop. The traffic on this side of the street, they don't have to stop. There are actually a lot of people that travel. They're coming. Let's see, I don't even know if you can see it in this video here. Yeah, you can see how the road curves. You can see that curve right there. And a lot of times what happens is people want to go northbound. So they will take this turn and then turn into here. So it's an area where you have to pay attention to pretty much every single car there. And so as this police officer is traveling, I'm looking obviously at any traffic that's coming by, and I see that this police officer is on this lane, the second left lane, even though it's 3 here. This one, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, this the turning lane. So he's in the turning lane initially, and then he pulls in to ride over all of these parking spots. These are all parking spots here. And so that caught my attention. Allegedly, that caught my attention. Like, why is this police officer pulling in this way? And a lot of times what I see happen is that people will pull into the parking spot and then swing out so they can back in. And so that was what caught my attention. I'm trying to understand, like, is this exactly what this officer is doing? And so I'm like, what the heck is he doing? And then he stays there. And so I'm like, okay, is he parked? Like, what's going on? And so that, again, allegedly caught my attention. And then in this part here, again, we'll just go through the crash. So I'll just back it up. So as we're driving through here, I stopped at the stop sign, and then I noticed this police officer. And I'm in the bike lane, but then as I'm traveling, I'm like, what the heck is this guy doing? And I don't know this. Let me back up here. If you see, like, this guy stops, and it looks like he looks at me, which I didn't notice until watching the video, but I'll back it up a little bit, and you'll see him stop right here and look right there. He stopped and looked right there, right there. He stops and looks, and I'm traveling, and he decides to dart out in the street, and bam. So, like I said, maybe it's my fault, maybe it's his fault. He's jaywalking, I'm not in the bike lane. We'll call it both at fault. The other thing that ended up happening here, the guy apologized. Kind of got the wind knocked out of me, so I'm just laying there, making sure all my appendages are okay. And then here comes the police officer.
Okay, yeah, I'm alright. I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. Well, he was looking at me, so he just know what he was going to.
So the voice that you're hearing is Officer Truntz, Truntz, Officer Truntz, badge number 2904. And as you hear, he's saying, basically putting fault on me, right? He's saying that I should be watching where I'm going. So basically it's my fault because I'm looking at him. Well, the reason, officer, that I'm looking at you is because you did a maneuver that is also, we'll say, illegal or against the driving code. You pulled in, crossing over parking spots. Now, when people do moves like this makes me believe that they're going to then swing around and then back in. So I want to make sure that you're not actually trying to do that, where you're going to make a U-turn or swing in or something like that, because you pulled all the way into the left. You're in parking spots. You're driving over parking spots. And so caught my attention. And so then we have that. Now obviously leads to the accident. And then Officer Truntz saying what he said. And then that led me to say my things.
Okay, yeah, I'm alright. I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. Well, he was looking at me, so he just know what he was going to.
Well, it probably looked like you were trying to make a U-turn, so I'm trying to make sure I don't get hit, because you pulled in that way, dude.
Don't look at me. I'm way over there. You're way over here. What are you talking about?
Okay, fair enough.
And I wasn't looking at you. I wasn't going at
So he said, I'm way over there and I'm not looking at you. But if you're not looking at me, then how do you know I'm looking at you? That's number one. Okay. So yes, you were looking at me very clearly, because you said a minute ago that I need to be paying attention to the road and not paying attention to him. And then he said, I'm way over there. Well, a lot of people pull those back-end parking maneuvers from way over there, and they cross over 2-3 lines. So yes, I need to be worried about you. I'm going to bring that back here. So it starts over fresh.
Don't look at me. I'm way over there. You're way over here. What are you talking about?
Okay, fair enough.
And I wasn't looking at you. I wasn't going at your way.
Okay, but you pulled in this way, so I'm like, what is this guy doing? I wanted to make sure.
I was coming around to that side where I'm supposed to come from, and I parked here in the parking spot.
I pulled in from the south side where I'm supposed to come from, and I parked in the parking spot. That's what he just said. I'm going to bring that back. I'm going to slow it down.
I was coming around to that side where I'm supposed to come from, and I parked here in the parking spot. at this spot.
Okay, so one more time. He said, I came from the south. I parked in the parking spot and I didn't move from that spot. So let's go back and see which parking spot that you are actually referring to that you parked in. Did you park in parking spot? Which parking spot did you park in? Because if you're this way, then if you're perpendicular to the parking spot, then you're taking up two parking spots. And if you are pulled into a spot, then that would mean you would have to come into traffic this way to back in, or swerve out of this spot into traffic and then pull in. Which one did you do? Unfortunately, on the GoPro, it doesn't show that, but you can clearly see he has slowed his pace and he is not in a parking spot. He would be taking up two parking spots parked the wrong way. He should be parked like these cars on this side, but he's parked the perpendicular way. So, Officer Truntz, badge number 2904, I called you out on the fact that you did park illegally. Regardless of what you say, you did do that. Regardless of what happened to me, what you did has nothing to do with what I did as far as your illegal activity and my, crashing into this guy. If I'm at fault, you're at fault. But you get pissed off at me because I called you out on that. Oh, no, I parked there. That's what I'm supposed to do. Oh, you're supposed to park that way. And then the reason why you activated your lights was because you came over to me. So before then, you didn't activate your lights. So you weren't on a call. You just decided this is how I'm going to park in these parking spots. So again, it's possible that allegedly I could be at fault. I could be wrong for hitting this guy. This guy is a pedestrian, et cetera, et cetera. So I've already explained that it's a possibility that could be. But Officer Truntz, 2904 is your badge number. You're in the wrong. It's clearly showing on the video. And so I just wanted to point that out. This is a lot longer. I go into my tangents sometimes. So I do thank you for listening to me rant a little bit. But this was my experience a few weeks ago here in South Florida, riding my scooter. Thank you for checking out the video. If you want to comment on this video, if you think that I did something wrong, if you think I did something right, let me know. I do want to point out that I didn't want to escalate things further, because if this officer would have given me a ticket, then it would have given this person fuel to possibly file a lawsuit against me for punitive damages, for pain and suffering, et cetera, et cetera. So I just wanted to get the hell out of there. And I knew that I was recording the video because I always record on my scooter. And that gave me some, I guess, a little bit more fuel on my end. And also I wanted to just kind of review that video as well. So again, thank you for checking out the video. If you like it, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I have more videos. I ride my scooter every single day, and unfortunately, this is an all too common scene of something crazy happening while I'm riding my scooter. So if you want to see more of those videos, definitely subscribe. And again, thanks for checking out the channel, and I'll see you on the next one.